Manic Monday. How are we doing, everybody? It's got me feeling nicey with a couple games I want to talk about today. But it's your man and the host of this podcast, Sammy the Man McIntyre, moving the chains. We are rocking and rolling today. I'm recording this. I got the Dolphins-Steelers game on. Pulling for Blake Adams and his Pittsburgh Steelers to whomp that Miami ass. So we'll see on that game. I want to touch on, it's a sad day for Patrick Mahomes. The Kansas City Chiefs, listen, it's a thrill of mine. The Chiefs are not in the playoffs. Woo! As a Raider fan, on just an absolute shitty season. So that's the only silver lining out of that one. I'll touch on that Wednesday. And I want to touch on Bills, Patriots. And then I want to touch on the game I saw bits of last night. I was kind of getting my Christmas movie marathon on yesterday. So I want to start with that game. Because I was on lunch today at work, and I watched the whole highlights, 17 minutes of it, and I had a couple takeaways. So, Minnesota Vikings have had kind of a shitty year. Both of these teams have. And J.J. McCarthy, I was guilty of it. I thought it was going to be a shit show, and it was early on. And he had the worst quarterback rating, I believe, since Jamarcus Russell. God help us. And it was looking awful. And you're kind of wondering, did they make a mistake? They should have kept Sammy. Did they not? Who knows? But they're stuck with J.J. McCarthy. And I'm pulling for the kid. I got Matt Schiffler and all my cousins. They went to LaGrange, Illinois. And they're pulling for the kid. I'm pulling for the kid. I always love when young quarterbacks are succeeding. The Minnesota Vikings are a good, proud franchise. They're solid. They're well run. They've been good my whole life. And last night, the last couple weeks, now granted they played the Commanders and they played the Cowboys defenses. He looks different. And he made a couple throws last night. And I always knew this with JJ. He can throw the power stuff. He's always got a good arm. He can throw the not rocket launchers. He can throw the in routes. But it's those touch ones that you got to fit over a linebacker, that you got to kind of on the run make a good throw. And I watched last night. He made about 5 that went, okay. Like that's the J.J. McCarthy I know from Michigan when he was called upon to make those big-time throws. He did it last night. And there was a throw today when I was at work and I watched it. Excuse me. They had a corner route to, to T.J. Hawkinson, a great tight end from Iowa. And he had a corner route that he put right over it, the only way he could put it. And I went, that's what I've been missing. And he looked great last night. And he got a lot of help. Justin Jefferson helped him out. Not the big statistical day, but got him big catches. Naylor looked awesome. This offense can put up points. And I said this with J.J. McCarthy. Drive the car. Do not crash into it. You've got Kevin O'Connell as a good, solid head coach. Got to win a playoff game, but solid. Brian Flores, excellent defensive coordinator. And your offense coordinator is your head coach. So everything aligns with it. So you have that component with it. Now you build off these last couple games. It reminds me of last year with Carolina. Remember? Carolina, Bryce Young, kind of shitty early, got benched, then plays late, gets on a hot streak, then you continue that momentum into this year. Now, he's been kind of off and on, but he's got him in the mix for a playoff spot. So maybe JJ can have that kind of Bryce Young resurgence next year. Because those were two guys going into the summer. Chris Sims talked about it, that there's a lot of pressure on them. Because they didn't pick up the 5th-year option. They were kind of uneven. So I do believe Minnesota's in a good spot right now. They're picking 12th. They draft really well. Their drafts lately with the new guy have been okay. I mean, Dallas Turner hasn't really proven anything. It's kind of a whiff of a pick. But that happens. It happens with every team. Bears, Panthers, you name it. So I'm watching right now. And I think Minnesota is going to have some discussion to do. Now, I think you give it one more year with JJ. This was basically his rookie year this year. But he's got to stay healthy. Got to protect him better. His O-line played well last night. I mean, outside the one pick that he had, which was fluky, he was trying to volleyball swat it down, and it got in Quinn Williams' hands. He played pretty clean last night. And for them not to hit him once, I mean, that offensive line's been much maligned in Minnesota. You know, Ryan Kelly's done a nice job at center. Freeze from Indianapolis. Got those two guys in free agency. Then Darisaul's back, but he's got that lingering knee injury. They controlled Dallas last night. And I didn't think that was going to happen. I went in that game. I went, well, shit. They got the two meaty guys on the interior, clogged the pocket, let the edge guys do their work. That wasn't the case last night. And they didn't sack him one time, Dallas. One time. You made him look like Joe freaking Burrow against the Niners 2 years ago. That's how good he was. So, great win for Minnesota last night. Spoiling Dallas's thing. I just love it. Whenever the Cowboys lose, I'm in a good mood. There's just certain teams I love to root against. They're one of them. Mainly because Skip Bayless is an absolute moron. And I love watching him crash out. It's great. So, my takeaway with Minnesota is try and win out these last couple games. Play spoiler to people. Then go in the offseason with momentum. Continuing with J.J. McCarthy. But I was very impressed last night with J.J. Made a lot of good throws. Big boy. Good throws last night. And he put some touch on the throws. I always knew he had a good arm and a power arm, but I wanted to see the touch. Lofting it over the linebacker. In between that. So he was very impressive last night. And Minnesota got a good, well-deserved win on the road in Dallas. So speaking of the Dallas, and I'm mentioning the Cowboys, what the hell was that? What was that? Last night, you had 10 days to prepare. 10. And you come out like that? Inexcusable. Last night was like everything Cowboys I've known for 15 years. It's just the same old shit. The minute you put them on a pedestal, they drop down. And last night, they got taken behind the woodshed by J.J. McCarthy. I mean, it was bad. And they didn't touch him last night. They didn't hit him once. It was like a 7-on-7 game. And J.J. made good throws after good throws last night, as I just talked about. So I do think Dallas is... Here's the thing. I like Dak a lot. He's deserved my respect more over the years because I've had to carry. He's like a life preserver. You got all this crap with Jerry and Zeke Circus and Dez and then Anthem shit. And he's just steady. And I give him credit. And he's kind of like me, lost his mom to cancer. I did too. So I kind of feel for him in that sense. And as a player, we could bitch all day where he's at, ranking-wise. I don't know, but I watched Dak. He's solid, man. And I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with him, but I feel like they have the right components in place. I was wrong on Brian Schottenheimer. I thought, God, this is going to suck. And you know what? It's proven he's been pretty damn good play caller. And the coaching thing, a little hit miss. But it's his first year. I'm not going to beat him up for it. But I am going to beat him up for last night because that was pathetic. You had 10 days to prepare and you look like that coming off. That looked like shit. Inexcusable. And listen, I love CeeDee Lamb a lot. And I love Justin Jefferson. There were both on the field last night. I feel like the more Justin Jefferson gets with J.J. McCarthy, it's going to look better. Dak and CeeDee just been going at this a long time. But I will say this with the Cowboys. Do not, and I mean do not under any circumstances, sign George Pickens to a long-term deal. You can't do it. I don't know what's been said. I don't know what's been going on. The old Pittsburgh Pickens is coming back into the fold again. And Mike Tomlin's probably sitting in his office laughing, going, we told you so. More trouble than he's worth. Kind of like Terrell Owens back in the day. Team Obliterator. And I feel like I'm watching that last night, George Pickens. Like, what are you doing, dude? And the other thing is, excuse me, this just grinds my gears. Why the baker's hell are you wearing a mask? Bro, you're in like a dome. It's 70 degrees. What are you doing? And it just, I don't know, pet peeve of mine, but that was pathetic last night from Dallas. And the other thing is, their margin for error is very small. Like, it is like that. The minute Dak's off, put a fork in him. Because they have to score every play. Like, they can't, their defense, and listen, it's been much improved, I'll give you that. But before last night's game, it looked much improved. But last night proved what their defense was before the trade deadline, which was absolute donkey dick and sucked. They got a lot of work to do. If I'm the Cowboys, and here's the good thing, with the Micah, trade, whatever that's playing out, it sucks for Green Bay. I'll touch on that game tomorrow. But I'm watching right now, and they got 2 first-round picks, and they draft pretty well in Dallas. I could be critical of them, but they draft pretty well. So they have the 2 picks. They can trade out, get more picks. Who knows? So you have that advantage right now if you're the Cowboys. So just thinking that out there. Not all is lost in Dallas because you got pieces in place. But last night was pretty embarrassing. I mean, to lose at home to J.J. McCarthy, who's been really bad this year, like Jamarcus Russell bad. If you're not to sack him last night, come on, man. 2-12 on 3rd down. I mean, you had 10 days to prepare. You looked unenthused. It just, you have those, I get it. But Dallas is kind of who I've saw all year. Like, an entertaining, fun team to watch offensively. But, man, defensively, you can get on them, and you can get on them fast. So, that was my takeaway from that game last night. Speaking of the Chiefs, they played the Chargers yesterday in a 7-degree game that Daniel Jeremiah, who covers the Chargers, who I listen to Move the Sticks podcast, which is fantastic, by the way, if you want to, give it a listen. He was doing the broadcast yesterday and said the ground was like concrete. And you know what my takeaway was? It's all like Donkey Kong, baby. This is Jim Harbaugh game. He wants this game in the teens, bloody that shit up. I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm ready. You know, stuck a mud hole in your ass. Stone cold, baby. Because that's what I felt. And you know what? Got me feeling nicey and formed the t-shirt. So, I'm watching yesterday, and the Chargers, listen, if you don't get Justin Herbert, you're on drugs, okay? Even Raider fans, I know my buddy Dan at the gym, it's like, what are you talking about? Justin Herbert's elite. And I know, he hasn't won a playoff game. I don't know. He's doing this on 6-string offensive linemen, getting hit 106 times. He's elite to me, okay? He's doing this with Band-Aids everywhere. And he's losing receivers left and right. It's crazy. But that guy's elite. I'm sorry. You check every box you want in a franchise quarterback. 6'6", 240, moves, great guy, everything. Checks your box. And I'm telling you what, I've been sold on this kid the minute he came in as a rookie. And he played Brady down in Tampa, going toe-to-toe with Brady, with back and forth, shootout. Tampa ended up winning. But that's when I'm like, okay, it's going to work. So, and the Chargers, listen, how far they go, I don't know. Because they're doing this on guts and grit and resilience. And with Harbaugh kicking ass. I mean, Harbaugh's a great coach. He's going to get a ring. I just feel it in my bones at some point. But I will say this right now. To me, I believe the Chargers have a better future at the moment than Kansas City. Because Chargers have momentum. They have a young roster. They already paid Herbert. They're never going to go crazy on the receiving and all that. But I think the Chargers are in a good spot. Now, how far they go in the playoffs, I don't know. But all I know is they're in the playoff hunt. They're probably going to win the division. Or no, Denver is. They would finish second. So, great job by the Chargers yesterday. And it's sad about the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes got hurt. And here's the only good thing I could think of it if I'm a Chief fan is he got hurt late in the year when you were not making the playoffs. So if I'm the Chiefs, try and win these next 3 games. Highly doubt you'll win some of them. You'll probably beat the Raiders. Who knows? I'd rather you beat the Raiders because I want to get the number 2 overall pick, get Fernando. But they could probably fuck that up. Probably we beat the Chiefs, and we'll see how the scenarios go. But that was hard yesterday for the Chiefs. And I want to stick on them because I'm looking at these numbers here. Playoff appearances, 10. 10-win seasons, 10. 9 division titles, 7 AFC Championship games, 3 Super Bowl appearances. It's been a fantastic run. But yesterday, it's over. You got to go retool, reboot this thing. And if I'm them, I am very, and I mean very cautious with Patrick Mahomes and his injury. And it was ugly to watch. I saw it from 20 different camera angles yesterday, and I saw a little bit tonight at the gym when I was running around the track. And it was bad. And it's a shame because I like Patrick Mahomes a lot. I know I don't like him. He's a Chief. I'm a Raider fan. But I respect the hell out of him. He's got a Brett Favre-ian game to him that just is fun to watch. He just, He's like a Favre. Everybody likes him. He's a guy's guy. And Andy Reid was already a legend before he got to Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes, got Alex Smith the playoffs. He's only raised it above, made him a legend. People forget, Bill Walsh only won 3. You think he'd only won 5? No, he won 3. Before my time, but you know what I'm saying. Offensive genius, kind of wizardry. And that's what Andy Reid has meant to Patrick Mahomes. And this run's been fantastic. But the Chiefs feel like, to me, like the Marvel movie business lately. Like they just can't get new characters. It's hard. They're kind of struggling. Had a lot of success, but it's kind of weird. And this year's been a year from hell. It's been a year from hell for the Ravens. It's been a year from hell from people. I get it. So, I think the Chiefs are going to be okay. Just make it a retool year. And try and do well next year. My guess is Patrick Mahomes comes back. I would think maybe like week 8. Trade deadline time, we don't know. Because that's what I would do if I'm Patrick. Just rest and just get this thing completely right. Now, he's been nicked up a little bit. He's not some spring chicken, just fresh on the block. No, he's been around a little bit. Tread on the tires. So, be very careful with Patrick Mahomes. Sad as hell for the NFL. Because he's a superstar. And, listen, I'm happy as hell the Chiefs are out of it. And it's crazy. All the crap, the last time they missed the playoffs. I mean, I looked at something today. Like, Happy by Pharrell was the #1 song. Barack Obama was president. ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I still remember doing that. It's crazy. So, everything's not lost, Kansas City. You're going to be okay. But just retool this offensive line, defense. Just retool the team. That's all you got to do. You might get 5 or 6 wins this year. I don't know. Try and get a top draft pick again. Like this year, because you're in 12 right now, I believe, in the draft order. It all could change. But for right now, at the moment, that's where you're at. That's a good thing. Because you've been kind of at the bottom of the first round picking players. It's harder to do that. You can hit on some, and they have. But it's a little harder to do. So, not all is lost to Kansas City, but year from hell for the Chiefs for sure. And last game I wanted to touch on, I'll touch on some more games tomorrow and throughout the week, is the Bills came back second half and beat the Patriots in their house. And my takeaway is that was just a fun game to look at. It was snowing. It was rainy. It felt like football weather in New England. It did. And the way New England, I mean, that was a tale of two halves. Like, Buffalo couldn't do shit first half. And I look up and I go, is Sean McDermott going to lose his job? That's what it's looking like. And then Josh Allen's like, hold my drink, bro. I got you. And Josh Allen is the best football player on the planet right now. Best quarterback talent I've ever seen. I was around for Elway, Marino. He's in that Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, Mahomes level talent. But he's a little bit bigger and stronger than Patrick. But you see the traits. And Jesus Christ. Don't even tell me you don't watch football. You don't get Josh Allen if you don't watch football. Come on. That guy is 6'5", 244. Arm of up. Just everything. He's like Big Ben, Cam Newton with like better everything. So, I was blown away. And Josh Allen bringing them back, saving their season. Again, my knock on Buffalo. Stop doing that. I mean, why is he always having to carry? Like, they need to do a better job with this roster. It's kind of bad. And yesterday, I felt like I was watching the Dolphin game rerun because they were down early, too. So, I listen, Buffalo won, deserve credit. But they got a lot of problems. And I'm just not sold on McDermott. I haven't been the last couple years. I just, it's time to move on. I would do it. How far they go in the playoffs, I don't know. I don't count them out because they got 17 back there slinging that pill. And as long as they have him, they have a chance. So, Buffalo was very resilient yesterday. Tough, gritty win. They needed that to get revenge back from what Buffalo did to them and New England did to them in their palace in Week 5. So, great win for the Bills yesterday. Really good win. And on the Patriots side of things, do not jump the gun. Like Vrabel said, This is 83 days since they lost the game. They're fine. They're a year ahead of schedule. Now, they still need another year of drafting. Drake May has proven he's a franchise quarterback. That's given. I just didn't love yesterday. You went away from the run game. I didn't love that from Josh McDaniels. But having said all that, Drake May's your franchise quarterback. You got to hit on a bunch of receivers. Your O-line's okay, not great. I love Will Campbell, but you got to have more help there, which you will. And Mike Vrabel is, to me, the best hire on the market. Now, Ben Johnson, we'll get it, all the credit, blah, blah, blah. Still kind of, they're winning, but you got to beat Green Bay. Again, go do it. So, I will say this. I think the Patriots are a year away from being great. They're not far off. They're really not. They need one more draft of retooling. Get this shit right. Because I look at New England, they're solid everywhere. Head coach, quarterback, offense coordinator, good staff. But they got to have more pieces. And I think New England needs more juice offensively. They're right there. They just need a little bit more oomph. So, I'm not going to take much away from Drake May yesterday and them losing at home. They blew it. I get it. But not all, they're still a young football team. They'll get it done. So that's all I want to talk about today, and we'll see what happens when the playoff hits for the Patriots. So that's all I got tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. Manic Monday. I got content throughout the week. We got football games on Saturday. Bears, Packers. It can't get much better. So we're getting to the nitty-gritty time of football season, baby. Can I get a hell yeah? You sure can. And it's got me feeling nicey. Hope you guys are doing well. Adios. Godspeed.